Hi, everyone. Well, I'm sitting in a different spot. I'm not in my studio. I'm sitting in my chair. This is my comfy chair. And just letting this music guide me. So I've been trying to figure some things out. Multiple things, actually, to be quite honest. Sometimes I speak low, so I'm just not going to have this. There we go. Because I'm running that off my phone. So, as I go to say this, as most of you guys know, there's been some major, massive shifts within me, with me, all of me, which is me, myself, and I. And this has crossed my path a couple times over the last couple of years, but it's coming up again, and this time is with my consciousness and me understanding so much more than I've ever have that um, uh, I'm looks like I'm going to be taking some steps towards some stuff. Um, as I say this, to be very clear, don't let the tears bother you guys. If it bothers you guys, please don't. I'm fine. These last, for those who are not aware, to completely explain this, is October 21st, Spirit told me it's time to come off these meds that I've been on since 1996. I've been wanting to come off them for the past couple of years, but it just wasn't time. As much as I tried, it wasn't time because it was more about me understanding more about myself. And I am so grateful. I am so fucking grateful for this amazing community that I'm a part of because you guys have all helped me to understand more about myself. And so it's as of actually, sorry, just check, as of yesterday, it's been 6 months. I'm completely off one, and in a week and a half, I'll be off the other one. And so what's happening is um, things are very much at the surface, which is fine with me. I'm not scared of it. I'm not running away. It can be strange to feel such a such a deep level, but I'm not scared of it. But with this, because over the last couple of years, I've been looking at considering getting a motorhome and traveling North America. And I can feel right now, it's like, it's time. There's no other word I can use. And most of you guys understand that. If you don't, that's okay. You don't need to understand. More importantly, that I understand. And if I can explain this clearer to you, to assist and help you, I will do my utmost best. But here's the thing is this. As you know, everything happens for a reason. And when I say this, my timing of my guitar, because I could have had her in if Jake didn't have a situation happen personally to him, and then he had a heart attack. So that put off him working on my guitar until now. And she's been in there now since Tuesday. She'll be in there a good couple of weeks. Yeah. And my guitar is my go-to for me, and because I get to feel and express it in such an incredible, amazing, calming way to move through stuff. But here's the thing: is this? As I sit here today, because I'm, as I say that, is not having my guitar is also an escape. She's not here. There's no escape for me, so I have to deal with this stuff and me figure it out. So this afternoon, I've been sitting here trying to figure out some stuff on Instagram. You guys, I'm going to be very honest. Like, I'm so comfortable with Facebook. YouTube, I'm okay with. Instagram? And it's like, I'm trying to figure out how in the fuck do I go live? and I want to run it through my, like, my equipment, and it's just not they're not making it easy. That's all I'm going to say. And if any of you guys are really gurus, like the knowingness and very savvy with Instagram and how because what I have found already, to be quite honest, is my using my laptop is different than using my iPhone. And I'm thinking, what the fuck? It should be exactly the same or similar, but they're not. And there's some comment that somewhere, I can't remember right now, that it said that you may have to use your smartphone. I go, like, why can't I use my iPad, or not iPad, but my computer? So that's what I've been doing this afternoon, is trying to figure this stuff out. But here's the thing: is this? I got the nudge. I'm getting the nudges, and so I reached out to a friend of mine today, and I said, okay, because she knows what I do. In fact, we've known each other for 8 years. We used to live in the same building. That's how we met initially. And so I reached out to her just a few minutes ago and said, look, I'm going to ask you something, but only if you're able to, if you're okay with. So I said, can I use your address as my personal address, because this is what I'm looking into, giving up my apartment. And living in a motorhome for 1 to 3 years. Because I was going to, which I considered as well over this period of time, not just today, but, you know, I love where I live, as most of you guys know. It's peaceful, it's tranquil, it meets my needs. And, you know, I'm dealing with narcissistic, male chauvinistic, self-righteousness, arrogant males. Okay, and females can be that way too. They sure can be, but in this case it's males. And so because they look at me and they accuse, you're trouble. Accusatory, that's what they do. Project, you're trouble. I'm not trouble, because I stand up for my rights, or I question you on things and say, that's not true, that's not accurate. And you don't like it, so you make me out to look like I'm an asshole or the trouble person. I'm not. So, what reason I'm bringing this up, that I know if I leave here, I'll never get back in. I can't say never, but it's pretty slim. And this is a very unique complex. Very, very unique. And I do love it here. It's peaceful and quiet. It's, you know, so with this contemplation right now, because I pay $700 a month to live here. And if I'm traveling on the road, that's money I could use for, you know, if I choose to go into an RV place, right? Park for a couple of days. You know, because I want to be able to be to go off grid and be self-sufficient, self-contained. And that's why the motorhome is for me. Some people will say, well, get a travel trailer. The word is self-containment, meaning this for me. As a single person, and I'm not scared, fuck no, but I'm saying as a single person traveling, and I love the feeling that I get of visualizing me in a motorhome. It is that I drive, I park, I turn around my seat, I'm in my home. I don't have to leave the motorhome other than to get gas or food or whatever. So, where with a travel trailer is, I'd have to go out of my vehicle, go into the RV. You see that there's a huge difference for me, and I've evaluated it all. And so right now I'm in this contemplation stage of, you know, because this is going to be happening pretty fast, and I know that because that's what happens with me these days. When things are in total alignment, they happen fast. And I'm sitting here looking at stuff that you know, uh, literally, not just downsizing, letting go of a lot of stuff. Um, I know that with my dad's guitar and his fiddle is going to be going back to uh, my dad's grandson. Guess he's my nephew. Yeah. Sorry, because I haven't been back home in 30 plus years, so it's just I've never met the kid. And but anyway, so when I reached out to my friend and I said, "Can I use your address?" She goes, "Yes." And there was no hesitation. Like she just answered, "Yes, for sure." And I went, "Wow," because I told her what I was doing. I explained it to her, and she there's a courtyard, and I was on one side of the courtyard. She was on the other side of the courtyard. And I played my guitar from inside my suite or on the deck, and she loved it, and everybody in the courtyard loved it. And she, yeah, I know she misses that part of me being there because I brought the energy to calm and peacefulness and harmony. But so with now knowing that I have her address to state as my permanent address, though I'm not living there, doesn't matter, but I have an address, that gives me the freedom, like, so everything I have, meaning insurance, all the bills and everything else, the address then would be there. And, which includes my driver's license, my insurance, and I'm free to go. No commitments, no obligations, no responsibilities. And like I was saying about downsizing and I'm looking at my stereo here, and I know a lot of people would love to have what I have. And I'm talking with people who normally can't afford this stuff, and it's not that I could, but I made it happen. And I've had my stereo for quite a few years, actually. Um, but it's just now shifting that knowingness that, okay, I now have an established address here, and knowing that I can go. So now it's, I find spirit is absolutely amazing if we understand. Sometimes we think that, oh, I figured that out. The truth is, spirit is the one who knows, but it's us coming into to understand or understand what we've been hearing and who's been really guiding us all these years. It's like even with my name, Soulful Guitarist. I thought it was me. Ooh, Soulful Guitarist. Hey, that was pretty good. Yeah, that speaks to me. Yeah, and I used to say, I come up with that. I did. Now I know it wasn't me, it was spirit. And it was me listening and hearing, now understanding completely who it was that's been giving me and guiding me this entire time. I just didn't know. I think that's the thing for me, is that to understand this connectiveness that I now have with such clarity, with such understanding. And I have a trust I've never had in everything. Everything and anything. And just trusting and stepping into who I really am. And not just a little bit of me, it's going to be all of me. And that's getting bigger and bigger because I can feel it. And it's like a friend of mine, actually, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day because, as you guys know, I don't talk to people. And this lady I actually met at Soulology, but I never heard her name before, but I didn't know who she was. I never connected with her. And so at Soulology Fest, she was one of the key people making Soulology Fest happen last year because Todd was not available. Not by choice. It's other stuff. But anyway, so a couple of days ago, I think I reached out to Ashley to give her an update because she knows what I've been doing coming off medications, and she said, if you need anything, she goes, I'm here to be part of your support team. And also, you know, and I understood what she meant when and I could feel it, really, quite honest. So I gave her an update a couple of days ago, and she responded back, and then all of a sudden she goes, let's talk. I said, sure. And she goes, tomorrow? I said, sure. I said, what time? She said, blah, blah, blah time. I said, sure. and it was a beautiful conversation, something that she was speaking about, and I could feel exactly what she was meaning about we're not going to downplay ourselves anymore. We're all up leveling, but we're going big time. And when I say this, it doesn't mean all this other shit that the 3D mentality has no. And I don't mean any offense when I say this to anybody, but I'm talking on a spiritual level because we've been going small, but it's time now for us to go who big, meaning who we are showing up. And it's like, you know, when it's time, it's amazing how things happen fast for us. And if you guys are not familiar with Soulology, I highly recommend Todd Medina, who is Soulology. Soulology is Todd Medina. And I connected with Todd just over 3 years ago through a friend of mine who was on the show doing an interview. So I went there to support her. And Lord behold, look at all these people. I didn't know you guys all existed. That's how I came into this amazing community. Started just over 3 years ago. And so what's happened, it's not even a month now, around a month maybe. You know, Todd's been talking about Soulology having its own network because the censorship that we get, some people have been flagged, and like, I've been flagged. They took down a post that was like, what? And there was nothing wrong with it because that person did not have the understanding. It scared the crap out of them. No, this is misinformation. It's not true. And I did take snapshots and posted that. That never came down. I did try to post the thing. That came down. And other people posted the exact same one I posted. They didn't have an issue. So what's happening is as we're not holding back, and we're coming this way. We're showing up and we're showing them who we really are. I'm showing myself who I really am, and in turn, you guys get to see this. So Todd's been working on Soulology having its own network. And it happened from the moment, because there's a lot of stuff he does behind the scenes we don't even know about. And that's the thing about all of us. We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes until we tell you guys, okay? Is he found this company who really gets who we are, what Sology is about. So Sology now has its own network. It's called sologynetwork.com. SOULOGY network.com. Just type that in. You'll go to the thing. There's no censorship. It's our own network. And I'm going to be having a page, my own page in there pretty soon. Because it's every day, every week, because it's not even been 2 months yet. I know that. I think 6 weeks, quite honest. But anyway, here's the thing: is we're all we're all there's something shifting. And shifting for me, it's the same thing with me. Is like, at the end of March, Spirit said, "Okay, you need to do sound baths." Now, prior to that, I in my brain thinking, right? Because I love going to certain people's sound baths, like they're incredible. And I never saw myself as that. Hey, Melissa, I never saw myself as that because I separated myself from what these people do that I never thought I could do it. Never saw myself as doing it. And then the end of March, like I said, Spirit says, no, you're going to be doing a sound bath. So it's the first and third Sunday of the month at 2 p.m. And I did my first one. And a longtime friend, I'm considering her a friend because the amount of length of time that we've known each other, which was like 2.5 years. And she came to the sound bath and she just like was magical. Had my second one, which was last Sunday. There was 5 of us. Again, magical. So I'm stepping into this aspect of myself, knowing I get to bring us all together and create a container so we can just spend time with our heart, with our soul, with our beingness, and allowing the energy to carry us wherever it carries us. I'm not in control. So again, another level up. And me trusting what I do. I'm learning to trust myself. And it's not that I'm good at a sound bath, but because where it comes from makes it good. It's a vibrational thing. And like, I know I can feel this, that I want to get a hand pan. It resonates for me. And I will not buy it from a real retail store. No. I'll find the right person for me. Because first of all, it has to be in 432. And when I say this out loud to you guys might be blown away from this, I don't know. But I don't read music. Do I understand music? Nope. I don't need to understand music. And what I'm saying when I say that, and what I mean when I say that, is it's a feeling that I have and I can feel something, and it's a vibration in itself. So when it comes to with a hand pan, I love to merge the hand pan because I know they all come in different tunings, right? But I need whoever that is going to make my hand pan for me, because it has to be in 432, but understand that I don't know what note I want. I seem to tend to see, and that's already based on my experience so far, a lot of the songs seem to be in E, G, and D, but primarily E and G. There's some in D, there's some in A, some in C. But I want maybe blend the hand pan in with everything else that I do with my guitar. So I'm not sure why I'm going down this path, but I am. Oh, I know, because I want, like I said, it's like there's different tools I would love to have in what I do, but I have to hear that tool in person, not a video. I need to take my hands across that tool, whatever it is, or play with that tool to see how it is for me. Because it has to resonate with me, because it speaks. There's no other word I can use. And it's like, with me giving up, to share, to be very honest with you guys, I've not spoken about this publicly, and I won't give the details, but I'll tell you guys this much. I lost my home 3 years ago. 3? 4 years ago. Guess 4 years now. 4 years ago. Because of narcissistic people who lied. I have an issue with people who fucking lie. I really do. Oh, Dorothea? That's cool. Um, so, yeah, they lied. They lied about me to get me evicted. We have, we have here in BC, Canada, um, a residential tenancy board who who protects and governs and set up rules and regulations where the landlord and the tenant must abide to. So it tells us what our rights are, our responsibilities are. I never violated none of my responsibilities. And they knew that. The only way they could evict me is really tell lies. And the arbitrator, who's supposed to be unbiased and neutral, was not. I could tell instantly, and I knew I lost. And so to think of giving up this home, especially such a great space and place for me, um, is even harder on a certain level, but not completely. Because when I went to say the word giving up my home, it just hit that part of me. And that's where I'm so cautious. So cautious, and I say I'll never get back in here again. And I can't say never. I rephrase that. That pretty slim. And so, yeah. Yeah, people can be cruel. And that's the thing about people when they project their stuff onto us to make us think we've done something wrong. When we haven't, we know inside ourselves we didn't say that, we didn't do that. Yeah, so I don't want to go down that rabbit hole if that exists for me. Um, and it took me 2.5 years before I was able to get into this place. I waited that long, and I've been in here just over a year now. So for me to consider giving this incredible space up, I'm loving the birds this year because this is my first spring, full summer. I've experienced winter. That, I'm enjoying my birds. Like I'm starting to create this incredible energy and pleasure that I get. So, you know, yeah, it's difficult. But I know when the decision is made, when Spirit tells me it's time, I'll do it. Because I know and I trust there's so much more out there for me, you know. And I'm very fortunate to pay $700 a month rent, but that's $700 towards me traveling and sharing my music with you all. And a lot of you guys, I can't wait to meet you. For you guys to come and hear me in person. It was as I say that, this is what's coming to me. Last year, when I went to Soulful Fest, I knew everybody in Facebook land. I never saw anybody. And what I mean when I say that, to be clear, is you guys all see me because I'm here, like even now. And I know people names online, but when they come and introduce themselves to me, it takes me a bit to figure, okay, who are you? I actually literally had to go, this is no word lie. I don't know if Julie knows this or not. Julie Persian. I don't think I ever shared this with her. She came up to me at Soulful, Ernie! Right, she was so happy to meet me. And I'm looking at her, okay. She goes, it's Julie Persian. Do you think it registered with me? Nope. To be quite honest, it didn't. I had to go that night. I went home, or that day, I should rephrase that, because I got on my phone and typed in her name. Well, look, oh, that's her. That's what I had to do. So, you guys, when I have the opportunity to meet you guys, especially if you're just coming to my concert and you meet me at my concert, please understand, it may take me a bit to understand who I'm talking to. But if you let me know heads up that you're coming to my concert, and then that prepares me, right? So it's this whole thing. But anyway, so I know my heart, my soul, that I just want to start connecting with communities that already exist. Because I'm not an extrovert person who socializes with people. I don't do that. That's just not me. And so right now, and I got a friend of mine who's going to help me out with this, is, there's a lot of things that I need to do to prepare for me getting out to the world. And I know that when Spirit tells me it's time, that it's going to be magical. Because by the time I go, I don't know. Because see, I think this is the balance with the human side of ourselves and the spiritual side of ourselves. Because the human side of me, I don't function very well. Spiritual side of me, I function fine. And, it's like, I don't know where I was going with that. It's gone. It'll come back when it's meant to be, as we all know that. But for me, there's such a part of me. Oh, I know what it was. Because right now it's now networking and 3D world, networking, but connecting more appropriately, connecting with people and groups where, as I'm traveling, I can come do a sound bath in your area, a special one. I can come do a concert. I can do a concert, and do a sound bath the same, because they're two different things. and it could be way more than that. I don't know. But to be able to have the freedom to sit here and not make any plans other than I know I have to be wherever to do a concert on this day, because between that and that from that moment till the concert is my time. So I get to do little things in between. Like I just feel, and I say the word scary, but I'm not talking about a bad scary. It's not familiar to me, and it's foreign to me. So that's where the, you know, it is like I know that I'll be traveling the world, and people are gonna be wanting to come see me. I know that. Am I good at what I do? Fuck yeah. Am I an expert? Fuck no. But what makes what I do is good is because of where it comes from within me. It comes from my soul. And to feel what I feel and to have this incredible tool, which is my guitar, to express so much. And this looper has just taken me to a whole new level, and it keeps on up-leveling me. I'm up-leveling me. You know, as some of you guys know, if you don't know, I went to BCAA, and I got maps of Canada, United States, and then got most of each province in each state. I'm missing a few. And I don't need the cities. GPS will take care of me in the cities. But I just want to be, you know, and I'm about, it's funny I'm talking about this, I'm looking at this cabinet where my stuff is stored, like all my little gems, is that I'm going to take that cabinet out of where it's at and stick my map on the wall so I can sit there and look and figure out where I want to go and start focusing my intentions. Yeah. And what I'm starting to notice, I don't know about you guys, is when people come into our fields, trust me, there's always a reason. Just go with it. Don't question it. Just go with it. And this lady, she came into my field, but I was looking at her pictures, and they just looked familiar. So I went and checked her out more to find out more about her. And I went, holy shit, you're on Vancouver Island. And to explain that, because of course I'm in BC, Vancouver Island is an island that is just off of Vancouver. The only way to get to is to fly in or by ferry. But it's a big island. And it's where the capital of BC is at, which is Victoria. And some of you guys have heard of Victoria, BC, and the gardens and all this. That is Vancouver Island. And so because I did reach out to her and I said, you're here, like you're that close. And she goes, yeah, and she goes, yeah, because she had posted something. She's at a retreat, and then she said to me, she goes, I'm in Yellow Point. I said, you're my stomping grounds. I lived in Cassidy. You know how there's all these communities? Well, Cassidy and Yellow Point are side by side. Yeah, south of Nanaimo. So that was our first connection. So we hadn't spoken yet. And the next thing I know, she's on with Todd. By the way, her name is Charmony Gaya. Hope I said it right. Anyway, so I'm listening to her speak with Todd. And I was crying because she was speaking to my soul. And I went, holy shit. So what happened that while I'm listening to her and Todd, And I just ended up picking up my guitar, and this song was channeled, and that's why it's called Harmony. And she knows this, but it's like I've been finding that, and I've met. The, how do I say this? What I'm about to say doesn't not mean I completely understand, but I do understand to a degree. Is this: there are people in the spiritual community that are all, oh nice, oh that's so sweet, oh they're all this, but they don't actually do the walk. And I've met some people, good hearts, good people in their own rights, but it doesn't resonate with me. And what I started to realize that that all of us are on different levels. I'm not saying I'm better or worse. It's none of that shit. Fuck no. This is about how I move within myself and how I operate my life. And it's quite interesting for me, is because it's like, even to speak with Ashley Lee the other day, it felt right. And I told her, I said, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, but I knew the right time would happen when it's time. Because I don't need to reach or go, yeah. Don't need to do that. Step back, just say, I know I'll be talking to her one day. I can't wait till that day. And I had that day. Exactly, walking the walk. But there's a lot of people in our community. There's a facade on Facebook and Instagram and everything else. It's a facade that we think, oh, this and that about them. Right? I've heard some people that have referred to them as dark energy, right? That's trying to penetrate our community. Like, there's all kinds. I think there's terminologies that are out there. I have a terminology. This is my terminology, everybody. Wannabes and willoughbys. Okay, a wannabe is somebody who wants to be that. A willoughby is somebody who is that. I am that. And when I say this, I have to go plug in my computer. My battery is about to die. So you guys are going to get to come for this little short sprint over to my desk here. Because if I don't plug her in, we are going to be disconnected. Well, I wasn't planning to come in here, but I am here. I've not been in here since Monday. But here's the thing, is, just gotta plug this in, sorry. There we go. So here's the thing, is use your discernment. Use your discernment in everybody in the spiritual community. There are dark energies that are in our community. They're not mean or bad people. They're just, that's why I use the term wannabes and willoughbys. And I don't use that very easily, and I don't use it very lightly. I remember, and here's a great example. I remember one of the people I connected with shortly after I connected with Todd 3 years ago, over 3 years ago, I connected with Suzanne Amara, because I was connected with all these amazing, incredible people from, it was insane, but the most fucking insaneness that was possible. And, you know, one of the people I connected with was Suzanne Amara, and Suzanne had then, which she did have until a year ago, a weekly gathering called Light Language Lounge. And so after bed, Suzanne reached out to me and asked me if I'd be interested in channeling her song for her. She needs a song for something that she was doing called Raw Ascension. And I was very honored and flattered. So then we actually spoke. And I she said to me, "You're an alchemist." I said, no, no, not me, not me. Nope, 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 nope. She goes, yeah, you are. I went, nope. And it's not that when I said no to her is that I don't feel that in me is what I was saying. And it was August of 2021. I talked to my incredible friend, my beautiful friend. She is a friend, personal friend, Deb. And I said, because this alchemist thing was still sitting in me, like stirring the pot in me, you could say. And so my go-to person is Deb. I said, I want to talk to you about this alchemist thing, right? And she said, well, you are. I said, no. I just, like, I can't say I'm something unless I can feel it and believe it. And so we looked up the definition of an alchemist. And she went alchemical first. And I tried to, and then, but when she read the definition, it spoke to me then. But it was also her energy to me because of who she is, that it spoke to me. And I went, oh fuck, I am. And that's when I started embracing this part of myself and totally, completely embodying it. And acknowledging that part of me that is within me. And, you know, for me, it's very important that for all of us, I know I am of integrity. I am of truthfulness. But I'll never say something that I don't believe in within myself. And as I step into this part of myself over the last couple of years, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, blast off, you know, and connecting with this community, going to Soulful Fest. And I've said this and I will always say this because it's true. You know, when I wanted to go to Soulful Fest last year, really bad, and I'm trying to figure out how to do it. And when I say this, it was magical because Spirit knew that I needed to be there. Not only to share my gifts, but to connect with people because I'm a hermit. You may not think that, but I am. I just don't talk to people. I will talk to soulful beings. And I think that as I say this out loud, wow, this just registered to me. Is I can speak to people who speak from their soul. I can relate to people who speak from their soul. Ashley Lee, our first conversation, it was all soul, it was heartfelt. I can speak on that level. I'm not comfortable on any other level. Never have been. But I didn't understand what that was. But I now understand what that is. It's like with Charmony Gea when she was on with Todd, and every word she spoke was to my soul. When I speak with my friend Deb, it's soul. Soul connection. And we can feel inside ourselves what resonates, what doesn't. And I've learned through my friend Deb over the last, well, we've been friends 5, 6 years, whatever it's been, that that like Deb is nothing but a walking, walking consciousness. Like she's amazing. And when I say this, our human side can come in and go da 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 da. Get the fuck out of our own way with our humanness, right? And it's like I heard something that was expressed this afternoon, something I briefly listened to, and I think it was a reminder to myself and to all of us, you know, with the organized religion, they they tell us that we are lesser than who we are. That is what. Yeah. And I'm just changed my Facebook page to being public. Forget that. Forgot to do that. And I remember hearing years ago, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. I heard that years ago, and I think Reverend Catania Kyler was one of the first people. And when she said it, and I went, because I'll sit with something, figure it out for myself, and it resonated with me. And that's the thing, we're all soulful. We are all soulful beings. We're not a fucking human. That's programmed. A soulful being, like for me, is one that expresses their true authentic self in whatever way, shape, or form that is, because whatever we are expressing comes from our heart, from our soul. That's why my music is incredible. It's not me, the fucking human. It's my soul that speaks. And I get to express that, and I'm just figuring this stuff out continuously to understand, to understand. You know, I am in, when people, I had this happen earlier today, because some of your guys' work is just amazing out there. Do I know all of your work? No. Right? I don't. And I always believe that spirit guides me to the right people that I need at that particular time. So don't take anything personal, because it's not. I'm on my own journey right now, figuring this out for myself. But because I'm around this incredible community where I'm able to speak my truth, that, you know, it's free. Because I don't have to go, well, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but, right? I don't need to patronize most of you guys. I never want to patronize anybody. But I will be respectful. And speaking about that, this popped in my head. It's popped in a couple times now, which I want to share with you. There's a lot of progress being made at Soulful Network. It's a daily, weekly thing. Todd reached out to me today, and just to touch base, and he saw my post when I said missing my soulmate. So he responded and said, when you get your soulmate back, get hold of me. I'm gonna get something for you. You know, not specifically for me, but just with what I do. And I said, we'll do. But the thing is, we don't need to have a big dialogue about anything. None of us do. Most of us don't. Right? If I have something to say, I will say what I need to say and just get to the point to the best of my ability. As I say that, we need to be careful of ourselves and catch ourselves, and I'm one of these people that do this, is the details of any situation, any circumstances truly don't matter. It's something that happened, which means prior to this very moment. If we spend our energy in what happened, that keeps us stuck in that. If we look at that situation that happened and that we go through our own stuff, yes, we do. But step back the best of your ability, because most of it is for us to grow and expand and stand up. Like I've been learning how to stand up for myself. It's I know her first name is Susan. Usually I can't remember her name, but right now I do. You know, when she posted back in 2015, 16, something like that, about a covert narcissist. And I read that article and went, holy shit, because that was the day when I was telling you guys a bit ago about losing my home because somebody had a lie, right? But here's the thing is this, I have this term, if you can name it, you can tame it, okay? If you can name it, you can tame it, because otherwise you're doing this, right? And when Susan Woodward, there you go, she posted that covert narcissist, and I read that article and I went, holy fuck, that was my current landlord. That understanding, knowledge allowed me to shift in how I dealt with him, because before that I didn't understand who, like, what's wrong with these people, blah blah blah. I'm not talking about labeling things to figure it out. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is for me is to understand who and what I was dealing with, because I couldn't understand their craziness, and the covert narcissist really pinpointed it. But here's the magical part. With that acknowledgement within myself of who and what I'm dealing with, also allowed me to look at my past relationships, which is three major ones, right? And really look at that, because I went, wow, that was my ex. She was like that. And all of a sudden I went, my previous ex, holy fuck. And my first one, I went, holy fuck. Then I went to my biological family. I went, oh my God. Because that is all I knew. I was comfortable in that. I was so comfortable in, because I was raised with it. I'm used to chaos, drama. I knew how to protect me. I knew how to shut me off, right? You know, even my last ex, which some of you guys know, she has reared her ugly head, and I mean that just as it is, reared her ugly head, right? Because I have had not spoken one word or acknowledged her in, it's definitely 11 years plus. Because how I know that is because when I moved into this place, not this place, but wherever I was at before, then I lost my home, I'm going by that year. And I was already done with that at least 1 to 2 years prior. Yeah. So here, you know, what was I talking about her? I don't know, but I'll say this, is that, oh, I know I was talking about covert narcissist. When I was able to identify and understand who and what I'm dealing with, because I don't think their way. I'm not that. I would never think of doing that to anybody. I'm not them, they are not me. But how dare you project your stuff onto me? That's when you cross the line. And that's the thing, you know, about that. For me, that's where I've been stepping into this part of myself and learning to stand up for myself and figuring out why I feel such a deep level. And some people say to me, already get over it, move on. What? That's like dismissing, minimizing, without me understanding why this or why that. Because been put many, like even that building was to help straighten out this friggin' mess that's there. How people are being bullied, threatened with them losing their home if they don't fucking shut up. Literally. If you're not happy here, there's the door. I never said I wasn't happy here. I want you guys to abide and adhere to the Residential Tenancy Board Act and treat all of us residents with courtesy and respect, including myself, of course. But all they are is bullies. They want to bully people and they think that's okay. It is not okay. But that's where I've grown within myself and to understand, and that's where, like you guys know, I don't talk a lot about this stuff. Right now, with this here, possibly giving up my home, right now it's an adjustment. It's an adjustment within me. Getting ready, getting prepared. And, I saw a motorhome the other day that, like, holy shit, was exactly what I needed. I'd have to spend about $5,000 to $10,000 to get solar panels installed and all that. But that's worth it. Yeah, because that was the only thing that was missing. I even had a washer and dryer. Yeah. And so in case you guys are not familiar with motorhomes, there are different classes. This is just me, because I'm not asking you to be me, and I'm not you, okay? But I know, like, it's going to be a Class A, it's going to be close to a 40-footer. The living room has to have at least one slide out, but I would love to have double slide out in the living room. Bedroom, I don't give a shit, because I just sleep in there. But it's the space where I get to spend my time is what matters. And even today, as this process been going with my friend, who is willing to allow me to use her address as my address, so I can travel and have all my mail go to her. I trust her completely. Yeah, I trust her with my mail, my information, and it's, I'm getting prepared, and it's going to be a magical ride that I'm about to embark on. It's a scary, but not scary like fearful. It's just the unknown. But you know what? I have now friends, soul family, throughout North America and other parts of the world as well. But right now, I'm going to be traveling through North America that, because most of you guys, I don't even know where in the hell you guys live. I know Charmony lives on Vancouver Island up in Courtenay area. I know that. And I can't wait to meet her physically and meet her husband. Because all she is a walking soulful being. Todd's a walking soulful being. Morgan, same thing. And I think that's one thing I'm finding, and I'm going to be quite honest with you guys, is that somebody had, whose work I followed, because I met her through being on with Todd, and I just love when she speaks. It's just pure, and so she did a post, and she thanked me for whatever I said or did or whatever expressed, and I'm like, whoa, wow. And I didn't know she read any of my stuff that I share. Didn't know, but now I know. Right? And I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm flattered, as I am with humbled, flattered, and thrilled with Todd reaching out today. Because Todd and I've never spoken other than, online. When I was talking to Ashley Lee, I said, no, I have not met Todd yet. And I don't really need to meet Todd. It'd be nice, right? And then just have a one-on-one, because I don't do well in groups. And if I'm in groups, what will happen? I'll sit back and just listen. That's what I do as an introvert. I listen, observe. Okay. And that's what I do. I don't need to be engaged in a conversation unless I really have something to say that I feel I need to say or express or want to express. And I'm looking forward to connect. There's all you guys that are out there that, Christy Aguilera and Ryan, okay? Christy was living in Calgary. First of all, she was living in Vancouver when I connected with her. Now she's in Calgary, and that's when her and I first connected. We've had a few conversations, and she was going through the stage, which I really get now more so than ever. And then there was an open mic that Todd did, and Ryan was there, and Christy was there, and they were already connecting outside of that, and they have that same just spark that they spark each other, and they sparkle each other. And I've sent some messages to Christy periodically, just letting her know how proud I am of her, because I know how difficult it's been for her, and just dealing with her family dynamics. But I'm very proud of her. I'm so fucking happy for her, beyond words. But I haven't met her yet. I would love to meet her and Ryan and hang out and do some music. I would love to do that. And I know they're down Texas, they're whatever area they're in right now, and they're talking they're going to be moving to another place or something. I don't know. But I'm so grateful to start to feel comfortable enough to really speak and express my truth and how I feel and why I feel the way I feel. Because I think the saddest part is, for me, is feeling alone all these years. Thought there was something wrong with me because I couldn't relate to most people. Hardly nobody, but quite honest, I didn't know how to relate to them. It's looking back is not to go through something, but to understand something. And how, I look back and I never fit in because I didn't know how to be them. I was always just being me. I was great at sports because it's something I could do and play my part. Right? And I get to do with other people. But never got invited out to go to functions, gatherings, nothing. No. But now I understand why. I'm understanding more so than ever. I'm very proud of myself as a single person for all these years. Everything I've done has been as a single person. I've only had 3 partners, and my choices weren't the greatest then. Now it's going to be a different ballgame. And, when she comes across my path, we'll just know it. We don't need to search. And quite honestly, I don't need anybody in my life as a partner. But it'd be sure fucking nice to have somebody in my life that supports me as I am and sees me for as I am, who wants to see me grow and expand and share what I have with the world. Because I've never had that in any partnership. None. Like I said, my choices were not so good. Because I just didn't know what I was walking back into every single time, coming from a narcissistic, dysfunctional, codependent enmeshment function, that I knew. And I cannot thank Susan Woodward. I did send Susan a message expressing my gratitude back then. Thank you. You took this craziness and made sense out of it. Because now because that was the moment I shifted how I dealt with them, how I spoke with them. Because you can't, it's like banging your head up against a wall. Like, what the fuck? Because that's all we do, is bang our head up against a wall. What's wrong? And we're going, what's wrong with him? Why are they acting that way? It doesn't matter how they act. We need to stop that. This is about us. Us understanding who and what we're dealing with. We need to adjust ourselves accordingly. That's all. And I know that I shifted in how I dealt with them and how I spoke from there on. Right? And they didn't know what to do. Honest to God, they did not know what to do, because I wasn't engaging with them anymore. I was just stating the facts. And not going down that rabbit hole they kept on bringing me into, which they succeeded prior to a point, but not anymore. And that's the thing, knowledge is power. Understand what and who you're dealing with is understanding yourself and our own dysfunctional families, because I did not know any different until that very single moment when Susan Woodward posted that covert narcissist article and I read it. That was the day that everything started to shift and shifted, and how I dealt with them. And been dealing with narcissists ever since. Narcissists don't like being held accountable. Meaning, and when I say the word held accountable, don't take that the wrong way or misinterpret that. I'm meaning this. I know my rights, but they don't like it when you stand up for your rights. Right? I've been in here a year. My name's still not on the mailbox. My name is still not on the buzzer outside. I have outlets in here that have no covers. Been like that for a year. I asked for that. I need a cable outlet in the living room. Still don't have one. Everything right now is running out of my bedroom, and it's wireless out here. I have no actual direct in my living room. I want that and I need that. And it's been a year. And I'm sitting here trying to figure out this. And maybe why it's coming into my field right now is because I do know, because there's something that's happening on Monday, and I need to address it, because I've never, when I have a difficult time with dealing with the big boys mentality club. All right, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. No, how about just fucking do your job, be nice and polite and courteous to every single person, including me. Everything will be fine. But if you're going to be an asshole and not do your job, then it becomes, I have a right to speak up. Because it's not on me, it's on him and the Lions now. Because I've sent in a couple letters directly to the board, and I've learned some things about how this board works. And because this caretaker should not be here. He's an abuser. He bullies people. He bullies, he threatens them. He does not, he even told me point blank to my face more than one occasion that the RTB don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. Listen to me. That's what he does to people, including me. I said, no, this is what this is about. He goes, no, I know. They have no governance over us. Yes, they do. There is not one single place in all of BC that is exempted from the Residential Tenancy Board. Even if you're renting a room in a house, you are protected. You have rights, obligations, responsibilities, and so does your landlord. There's no exemptions from this. And for anybody to misinform people is irresponsible. Irresponsible. And maybe, I don't know, but I will definitely address, as I mentioned now, some of these things that I don't dwell on these things, as you can tell, because it's like it's been a year, and it's just like sometimes you got to sort of, not sort of, I know when it's time to speak up, and right now I'm in the speaking up mode, big time, and so on that beautiful note, you guys, man, I talked for quite a while. I don't know how long. Holy shit, an hour and 15 minutes. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for hanging in there with me while I just expressing what I'm expressing and moving through this energy within me. Yeah. It's been amazing. It's been amazing. My confidence level in everything that I am and what I get to do and bring to this world is getting better all the time. I'm getting confident within myself and understanding this and so much more. So on that note, everybody, blessings, blessings. And I can't wait to come near you guys all. I know I need to change some things on my website, and that so we can start putting things on the calendar. You know, like there's all kinds of stuff. When I say this, that kind of stuff is not, doesn't gel with me, not at all. So, you know, I may be considering, and I'm putting this out to you guys as well, okay? And I'm very open to this. If you are a good guru at this stuff, I need somebody that will work with me, help market me, because right now I feel it is about, you know, I was looking to figure out this Instagram thing. And I tell you, it's like not confusing, but it is confusing because you have to use a smartphone. You can't do this on a laptop. What the fuck? It's the exact same thing. What do you mean I can't do it on my laptop? Like, this is where I work from, not my phone. I text and I, you know, post stuff from my phone, but I work from here. Yeah. So I'm looking and needing someone who is, I want to use this term, I want somebody in the spiritual community who understands me and how I work and what I'm able to do and not able to do, and they'll work with me. Because I'm very clear now about what I'm able to do. Me and marketing me, fuck no. It zaps my energy. It doesn't mean I can't learn over time, but I need somebody to look after that, because right now it is time to get out to the fucking world who I am and my music, because that will speak for itself. Because you all know, because of where it comes from. It's not me. I'm a vehicle. I'm a messenger. And I put that guitar in my hands, and you guys have all experienced it. It's like, holy shit. From the moment I start strumming her, no matter what, it is pure fucking magic. So, I'm gonna go be quiet now. I gotta let my computer charge up before I go unplug and go back into my comfy chair. So, thanks for hanging out with me. Dorothea, I know you're here. Catherine, I see you. I know there's somebody else here. I'm not sure what outlet you're on, just so you guys know. Only if you're on my personal page, I see who it is. If you're on my Alchemist group or
That is the Alchemist Intuitive Soulful Guitarist. That's my private sacred group. Or some of the other groups that, Soulology and blah, blah, blah. I don't see who's on here. So don't think I'm ignoring you. I will find the message in a bit and acknowledge you. But thank you. I want to share this. Okay. I never thought people wanted to hear what I had to say. Because most people don't care what I have to say. But lately, the couple lives I've done, that you guys have made comments and helped me to understand that you do have stuff to say, Ernie, and people do care and they want to listen and hear. You have no idea what that does for me. And I thank you for your beautiful, kind words. I thank you for your beautiful, kind, loving words. Thank you. See you guys later.